I have to protect my product. My product is me. My product is my businesses. My product is my staff. If anyone comes in to disrupt that, they cannot stay. Hey, you smart, beautiful people. Before you listen to this entire episode, come on to YouTube, to my channel, Stenell the Money Therapist, and see this footage live. Trust me, you will not regret. While you're there, feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel where I post 10-minute clips of every guest that comes on my podcast show, No More Excuses, Wake Up. Because this specific episode is so special, you're going to get the entire footage on YouTube. I know, thank me later. Go ahead, bae, bust your freestyle.
Six years ago, my wife took nothing but an ideal and faith and turned it into a multi-million-dollar business with multiple streams of income. As a woman possessed, she overcame all obstacles and created multiple streams of wealth that has impacted our family for generations to come. From mental health professional to therapist to author to CEO, she is a constant reminder of the grace of God over her life. Get ready to listen to and take notes from Stenell, the money therapist, as she schools you on money, entrepreneurship, and life skills that was not taught. No more excuses. Wake up!
Thank you, Tony, for that introduction. Welcome back to No More Excuses, Wake Up, where we talk about money, entrepreneurship, and life skills that was not taught. I am your host, Stenell Myers, also known as Stenell, the Money Therapist. This week, we are discussing entrepreneurship. We are constantly discussing entrepreneurship and businesses because that is what I am, that is what I do, and each and every day I am basically journaling my episodes to you, everything that I go through in a day. So you are here with me as I go through business situations, building programs, whatever it is that I do, I am sharing it with you. This platform is authentic and it's all me. With that being said, there will always be a time when every leader has to make a serious executive decision when it comes to their business or businesses. Hiring staff is one entire whole situation, and I will communicate with you of that process when I do that, as I am basically journaling my episodes with you. But when it comes to terminating staff, that's a different ball game, because if you have a heart for people in general, it is not the easiest thing to do, but it is definitely something to talk about. It is definitely a topic that every leader, every supervisor, every manager, every executive needs to have, because finding good people to work for you is hard. But once you find good people, you want to make sure that those good people are protected and not allowing anything that is going to break that protection or is going to break that bond that you built to run your company. And that is extremely important, because sometimes we hire the wrong people and we do not know at the time we're hiring the wrong people, because sometimes we have to hire quick and we have to make decisions that we may not want to make right away, and we just have to do it. And we know that this may not be a right fit. And then the next thing you know, it's a year, it's 2 years, and you put up with situations that will not lead to the best decision for the company as a whole. Having a business based on good morals and a great foundation is important, because you have to have your policies and procedures in place. Your staff have to know what they can and can't do. There have to be rules, there have to be regulations that are placed to protect your company and also to protect the staff. Policies and procedures is separate from a contract. When the staff come in and you write up a contract, that's the rules of the business and in their line of work. When you have policies and procedures, that specifically set up guidelines that establish the rules and the expectations of any company. It allows the communication to flow between the employer and the employee. And that is extremely important because I had a situation several times where I had to terminate several people for different reasons. And when you are building your business, it is valuable to make sure that your people are valuable. It is a lesson learned with every person that you hire. Every person that comes through that door, every person that you hire for social media, on the internet, or whatever your business is, it is important they hold some type of morals within themselves, but also that you hold integrity within yourself as the business owner and the company, because many people have different mindsets, and these different mindsets can harm your business, and your business have to be protected. And I'm not talking about protected by, you have to have liability insurance and all those different things. I'm talking about protected by the people that you hiring the right people. And it is hard. It's not easy. And with me, I'm really sincere with this episode because I love people and I am a giver, and I love giving to people in different ways. And in my company, I give all the time. And in both of my companies, I give a lot to all my staff. And it's nothing but a blessing from God that in a time when they need it, they get it. And I don't want to gloat on everything that I do. I do help them when it is needed. Some is personal, a lot is personal. It's not a question, it's not asked. I did have a situation that we did find out that someone needed a place to live and they were sleeping in their car. I put them up for a hotel for 2 weeks. No big deal. It's just something that's inside of me. I come from a background of feeding the homeless. Tony and I, it's what we did together. You can't escape that. You can't escape helping people. You can't. I don't care what kind of businesses you have, how much money that you make. If you escape the you that God created you to be, then you will never be the authentic self that God created you to be. And when I got that phone call late at night, I had to make a move the next day. And it was ironic because my mom was in a hospital with life and death. And as I am at the hospital in a parking lot, driving myself crazy with all these crazy thoughts, knowing she's going to have to get surgery she was 79 at the time, she's now 80. Thank God she survived her surgery. I am paying for a hotel, thinking about somebody else because that person needed my help at the time. That is something that you will always get when it comes to knowing who you are, having a business, knowing when it's just too much for you to handle. When I talk about terminating staff, it's too much for me to handle. The integrity of my staff, we're family. In my agency, A Second Touch, we're a small knit family. That integrity means a lot to me. My agency Joy is larger because it's an after school program. I have a lot of teachers. And I don't know all the teachers by name, but the ones that I communicate the most with is the ones that I know when we're emailing back and forth, because there are so many. I have over 30 teachers, and they come and they go, and I have aides, and my entire staff for Joy is about 40 plus people, including my entire staff and the contractors that comes in and out. So I don't know everybody's name. And I struggled with that before, but I don't struggle with that no more because I have other things that I have to focus on than struggling with trying to get personal with everyone, and I'm trying to run these businesses. I had to learn my role. That might be another episode that I really had to learn my role. It's hard. And you're going to hear me say that over and over again because you have to know when You have to know how. You have to be strategic, and you have to be honest, and you have to be professional when you don't want to be professional, and you have to put everything aside when you don't want to put everything aside and you want that hood to come out of you. You got to let that hood stay in you, and that's not easy as well because I am human. You are human, but you have to be professional because you have to protect your product. And my product is me, and my product is my businesses, and my products are my staff, and I have to protect them. So if anybody coming in to disrupt that, they can't stay. And that's what I want you to get from this episode. You will have to make these hard decisions that you have to protect you, your staff, and everybody around you. Because as a business owner or being self-employed, wherever you are in your status, whatever it is that you do, when you have to make decisions and you have to terminate people, always make sure that you are secure. Always make sure that you have your policies and procedures. Of any company that you have, you should have policies and procedures. Staff evaluation is so important because you always have to document when you're writing someone up. Your verbal warnings, your written warnings, you always have to document that. You always have to make sure that you are communicating that to whomever at the time you are writing up. I had so many staff come and go within the 7 years, maybe two a year before we found our close-knit family, and that's what I call them because that's what they are. They hold it down. And it took me starting a Second Touch and Joy Making a Difference in 2015 together. For a Second Touch, it took me to 2017 to find the best manager in the world. So that was 2 years. And then 2018, it took me 2019 to find the rest of my great staff. In 2015, when I started it, Jeannie, my right-hand man, I knew she was the one for me. And our story is crazy because when I met her in church, and I didn't like her because she just had a harsh tone, and she grew on me. She's actually a person I liked at church, and she just grew on me at church because I just thought she was really smart. And then when God blessed me with these businesses, she turned really ill. She was really sick, and we thought we were going to lose her. And I remember praying and asking God to keep her. And I also remember God telling me that she was the one for me. I remember him telling me to hire her when she's on her feet. I did it. What she was getting, I paid her more. And I was starting off just with nothing, nothing but a dream from God, the best dream ever. She is still my right-hand man after 7 years. And her and Maricela really hold me down. With bad seeds, you have good ones. And I have good ones. And when the bad ones come in, you can't keep them in long. And what my problem is, I keep bad seeds longer than they should last because I get too involved in their personal situation. And I am telling you this, you cannot do that. You cannot get involved with people's personal lives and caring about their personal situations. You have to separate that. And the moment that you separate the personal from the business is the moment that you have evolved. And that will be the moment that you know whatever it is that you have to do to keep your staff happy and your business intact, that you're going to do it. If it's terminating one person to help your business, then you have succeeded. As they always say, if you have a bag of good apples and one bad apple is in that bag, what is going to happen? The rest of the apples is going to go bad. And I'm not going to let that happen on my watch. I built my companies from the grace of God from scratch. And that's not going to happen. And I am saying the same thing to you. Do not let that happen. Do not be a leader to where you have weak tendencies. Not a leader that you're so harsh, but have a balance and be strong in many areas. But as long as you have your policies and your procedures and your contracts, your evaluations and all of those things line up, you will be good. But you still have to deal with self, and you still have to deal with what is best for you, what is best for your staff. And that is always important. running your companies, you're not going to always be faced with the glam, the glorious, the greatness. And for me to even feel away makes me feel good that I feel away when I do have to terminate someone, because I human and I do feel, and it is never something that I want to do when I hire someone. When I hire someone, I hire them to keep them, to help them grow mentally, financially. I always say, anyone that is around me, and my angel told me that, she said, anyone that is around you, and if they are not growing, if they're not watching you, if they're not learning, if they're not growing in some type of capacity in their financial life, in their personal life, if they want to run a business or start a business, if they're not doing it, they're either not watching you or they don't respect you. And when I tell you, I will never forget those words that she said to me. I will never, ever forget that. Ever. I will never forget that, because she's right. It's the truth. It is so true. Anybody that is around you and you are an advocate, you're a mentor, people see you go from the bottom, the gutter, to the top. Now that you are raised up with God's hands and you're doing all these great things and running your companies and everything that you're doing, even if you are a mother in your household and raising your children and you did the best you can and you raised them and you did great, and nothing is coming out of that. People in your household that don't see it, or it's disrespect, or that means that they're not watching you or they're not respecting you. Same thing with fathers. There are single fathers out there. It is the same exact thing. If you are building up whatever it is you're building up, no one is changing and it's not helping better them, then they don't see you. And that is extremely important. Let me tell you, I had to learn that. And when she told me that, that was a blessing. It is a blessing. And it is a life lesson, because it's the truth. You leaders out there, chief executive officers, chief financial officers, managers, whoever it is that you are, and you have the position to hire and fire presidents, vice presidents, whatever your title is, however your bylaws, always make sure that you have empathy, sympathy, morals, and integrity when it comes to hiring, and definitely when it comes to terminating staff. Some things you don't want to do, but you have to do. No more excuses. Wake up. Thank you for listening to No More Excuses, Wake Up. If you love the show, please subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes or Spotify. To learn more about me and my different agencies and what I do, go to StenellMyersEnterprises.com. While you're there, check out Money Therapy Institute and watch my video where you will see me doing a little acting, showing you how I fought and kicked down closed doors. You can also click on Stenell the Money Therapist and get my free budget spreadsheet. And of course, you can email me at contact@StenellTheMoneyTherapist.com. I'm also on social media, on Facebook at Stenell the Money Therapist and Instagram at Stenell the Money Therapist. No more excuses. Y'all know what y'all need to do. Wake up. Hey, smart people. I have a 3-month one-on-one personal or business coaching program. As you all know, I paid off $50,000 in debt in 1 year. I will teach you how I stayed out of debt using my burner method and personalized spreadsheet I created to fit my lifestyle and keep me on track. You will learn how to understand your money communication style using my financial treatment plan. Also, if you own a small business and you feel stuck with cash flow or feel disorganized, I teach business owners and self-employed entrepreneurs such as yourself to financially maximize your money, build wealth using your business income, and retire working on the business while your business continues to run, such as myself. You can book a call with me. The link is in the show notes.